In a quiet Iowa town, one summer night turned into an endless nightmare. An unseen killer moved through shadows, leaving 8 lives shattered, and a mystery so chilling it still whispers through Villisca more than a century later. In 1912, Villisca, Iowa, was the kind of town where doors were rarely locked and neighbors trusted one another without question. Life moved slowly there, guided by church bells, family dinners, and the belief that evil belonged somewhere far away. That belief died on the night of June 9th. Josiah Moore was a respected businessman who owned a small farm equipment store. He lived with his wife, Sarah, and their 4 children, Herman, Mary Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, in a modest white house on a quiet street. That Sunday evening, the family attended church as usual. After the service, 2 young girls, Lena and Ina Stillinger, asked if they could stay the night with the Moore children. Sarah agreed. It was an ordinary decision. No one knew it would be fatal. By midnight, the house had gone silent. Lamps were turned off, curtains were drawn. Everyone slept peacefully. Sometime after midnight, a killer entered the Moore house. There were no signs of forced entry. The murderer seemed to know exactly where to go, moving carefully through the dark rooms. In the parents' bedroom, Josiah and Sarah Moore were attacked first. While they slept, the killer raised an axe and struck again and again. There was no struggle loud enough to wake the rest of the house. Next, the killer climbed the stairs to the children's room. One by one, the 4 more children were murdered in their beds. Some tried to move. Some may have woken just long enough to feel terror. It did not matter. The axe fell without mercy. Finally, the killer crossed the hall into the guest room where Lena and Ina Stillinger slept. They too were brutally killed. 8 people, 6 children and 2 adults, were dead before morning, but the violence was not the most disturbing part. After the murders, the killer did not flee in panic. Instead, he took time. He covered mirrors and windows with cloth. He placed pieces of clothing over the victims' faces. In the kitchen, he washed up, possibly eating food. Then, chillingly calm, he left the house as silently as he had entered. At dawn, neighbors noticed something was wrong. The Moore family had not come out. Josiah had not opened his store. Concern grew. When people finally entered the house, the horror inside was beyond anything Villisca had ever known. Hardened men broke down. Women screamed. Children were rushed away. News spread like wildfire. The entire town gathered outside the house. Reporters arrived from across the country. Fear replaced trust. Parents kept children close. Doors were locked for the first time in memory. The investigation began, but almost immediately, mistakes were made. Too many people walked through the crime scene. Blood-stained rooms were touched, altered, and contaminated. Crucial evidence was destroyed before it could be properly examined. The axe believed to be the murder weapon was found, but little else made sense. Suspects came and went. Some believed the killer was a traveling preacher who had stayed in town and behaved strangely. Others suspected a local businessman with a grudge against Josiah Moore. One man even confessed, then recanted, claiming he had been beaten into admitting the crime. No confession ever held up. No evidence was strong enough. Years passed. Investigators changed. Leads went cold. Fear turned into frustration, then into legend. The Moore house remained standing, its windows dark and silent. Locals avoided it. Children whispered stories about screams in the night. Some claimed to hear footsteps upstairs, even when the house was empty. The unanswered question seemed to trap the house in time. Who killed the Moore family and the 2 girls? Why were the mirrors covered? Why was there no theft? Why was the crime so carefully staged? No one could say for sure. Today, the Villisca Axe murders remain one of America's most haunting unsolved crimes. The case is studied not only for its brutality, but for what it revealed about fear, how quickly safety can vanish, and how silence can last for generations. On that quiet Iowa street, a single night changed everything. And more than a century later, the echo of that axe still refuses to fade.